We're good.
Hey! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fortnightly backdrop design check-in for August 4th, 2016. It's our weekly meeting, or sorry, fortnightly meeting where we talk about all things backdrop design related. We have a number of things that we need to talk about, so we'll get rolling here. Um, Let's see, the first item on the agenda here is the backdropcms.org flagship website. We've got a chunk of pages that need an overall design built out for them. And it looks like some of those pages include the Find Layouts listing page. So we already have a Find Modules and Themes. Well, first of all, we have both those pages, and we also have designs for those pages. The design is partially implemented right now for the modules and themes pages when you just visit backdropcms.org and then click in the sidebar for modules and themes. We have a pretty good idea that the layouts page will look fairly similar to that, but we still need some specific things that apply just to layouts that are different from modules and themes, like the number of columns or the grid system that it's based on, or things like that, different kind of filters that we need to accommodate for. In a similar situation, when you land on a module or when you land on a layout after you've found one, we don't know what that page will look like either. But there's a good chance that that will also look a lot like the pages that we already have for individual modules and individual themes. Let's see. And lastly, there's a question mark next to this one. That long term, it looks like there's a good possibility that we'll be building out a forum on backdropcms.org, and we have no idea what that would look like, unfortunately, from pretty much any aspect, like what features it would have or what design it would have, or really just about anything. So I think that one's mostly just a pending item that if we spec out the functional details of a forum, then eventually we will need a design. We do have a bunch of, and we also have sections that we've built out on backdropcms.org that there was no design at the time, but we built it out anyway. And these pages could use some love from a designer. That's the blog and news section. That's when you just hit /news on backdropcms.org. Needs review. The event listing needs review. Service provider listing needs review, and the showcase section needs review. Links to all of those issues and where they need review are all in the backdropcms.org issue queue. I think that there's also, I guess they're all tagged with audience design. That's probably the best way to locate all of the issues that need design help on backdropcms.org. So all of those things, unfortunately, amongst those people that are on this call, none of us actually fully qualify as designers that would be appropriate for doing that, although anybody could actually give some feedback. But we're really looking for design specific confirmation or fixing of the presentation of all of these pages. Okay, that's it for backdropcms.org. We have some other marketing related items that we would love some design help for, including business cards. So we would like to get some business cards made out. We have some ideas, I know, that we could use the backdrop logo, which I don't have on hand, but
The ticket has a few suggestions in it.
Okay.
I goofed around for a couple hours after the last design meeting and threw some things up there, and Gore was like, "What about this?" and shuffled some things around and some ideas around, the open source kind of maybe more fun business card versus a more professional looking business card. Seems like there's a use case for both, in my view, but a little discussion around that.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm gonna pull those up. Are you guys seeing my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, no dragon. Couldn't get him to look not tacked on. Oh wow. So I actually thought that this was a website design, but you're saying this is a business card. Ah, very
Yeah,
nice.
I stole the website's design because I was like, that works.
Yeah, it's actually kind of I like it.
um, and
Nice. And
then
so the general information that is constant is here on the left under the black, and then the person specific stuff is over here on the right.
yep.
Huh.
And then the dragon one got some back and forth. There's a couple versions of that. 'Cause that one looks scattered and crappy.
Yeah, both the logo and the mascot is a bit much.
Yep. I think we got a happy or medium down below, but
And I like Gore's minimalist just dragon here. Oh man, this is great. Let's see. Oh, and then we flipped it around.
yeah, that was Doc Wilmot was like, "What about this?" I'm like, "All right."
I think we need some new positions for the dragon. Because if he's just
Yeah.
alone and looking upwards, it's like, what's he looking at?
Well, we could rotate his eyeball a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, awesome. Wow, these are fun and exciting.
I have them in Photoshop format, which isn't the best. It is at the proper resolution, but InDesign would be better, or PDF.
Cool.
It might also be good just to go on like Moo or something like that and see what it looks like if we just follow one of their design things. What that might look like. Unless I don't know if someone had a printer in mind to print these out, but I usually do my stuff on Moo.
You do your business cards where?
On Moo.
On Moo. I'm not familiar
Moo.
with that.
Moo.com.
Got it. All right. Cool.
I like the idea of having like backdrop information on one side and then personal information on the other.
Yeah.
It usually runs up the cost. That was the only reason I was focusing on one-sided, but if it doesn't run up the cost,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
It should, unless we're going really cheap. Which I think the backdrop side is good, so even if we can hand those out, even if we don't have, we can give those to people to hand out, maybe some blank ones even without their personal information on, and then do personal information for the people who want it.
Yeah, kind of like a flyer business card more than like a contact. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool though. Nice, Wes. Cool. Yeah, let's keep discussing this in the issue. Lots of great ideas here though. Woo. Okay, let's see. More design-related things. Stickers for laptops. We have existing stickers, of course, the squares, the rectangles, and the dragons in 2 sizes. But there's some requests. Mike specifically actually requested that we come up with some kind of sticker that would work on an Apple laptop that has the glowing apple that needs to be dealt with. And right now, our dragon is not quite large enough to fully deal with the glowing logo, and is transparent enough that you end up with a glowing apple, like there's a glowing apple in his tummy or something like that, and also protruding out his back a little.
This is his butt. He has a glowing butt if you put him in the center of a Apple laptop.
Yeah, and so there's some things that could be done there, like we could figure out some way of doing cutouts or something like that to work better with the to work better with the glowing logo of those laptops. Let's see. So the issue for that is 189. Here we go. I see what you're doing there. Wow, that was ages ago. Um, huh. That looks real nice, though, Mike. I'm impressed with your Photoshop manipulation here. That
Yeah, I'm good with the Photoshop.
cool. Let's see. So that's I think that more of a wish list item at this point. We do need,
Yeah.
of course, to finance things, but stickers themselves are usually pretty cheap. Although die cut ones are a little more expensive than others. Let's see. We also have this item is not swag related, but is important as far as branding goes. We'd like to get some more. I don't know quite what the word is to say, but a little bit more exciting images for all of our social media accounts, for Facebook, Twitter, etc., where there's almost always a banner or a hero type image at the top of them. And right now we have this image that is fractal inspired, that it has a repeating, it looks kind of like fluorescent light bulbs or something like that going on behind things like our Twitter and Facebook pages. But we'd like to figure out kind of uh, a better image that could be used in those places. So anyway, that issue is issue 121. That would be a real simple issue. It wouldn't be hard to get better than what we have right now. Truth be told. Okay, and there's a bunch of other issues that you can hit up in the backdropcms.org issue queue under the tag audience-marketing. Okay, let's talk about Backdrop. So Backdrop 1.5 is coming out September 15th. And the big ticket item design-wise, of course, is the new front-end theme called Basis. Wes, do you want to give an update on Basis?
Sure. So I didn't get as much time as I wanted to work on it last week, but I did get quite a bit done before I had to go somewhere. So one thing I've started adding is there's an issue. I responded to a bunch of issues, and the one that I kind of landed on that's been taking up some time was related to there's a strong tag that goes around the site name, but it only shows up if you're on the home page, which seems a little silly to me. I don't know why you could just have a strong tag on the site site name all the time. I did some research about just like the HTML semantics and SEO of maybe what a site logo and name should have around it. And I think with HTML5, having a strong tag is probably as good as it gets. I think a heading tag is wrong at this point. It wasn't ideal before, and now it just seems incorrect. So yeah, I was thinking about just making the strong tag there all the time, but then we're using it for semantics and we don't really care about the bolding. So then I got this idea of what if there was just a utility class called semantic that was kind of like a reset, stripped all of the characteristic styles of a tag, so you can use it as just for its HTML meaning. So I'm almost done with that. I was just going to add it to Basis unless it seems like a candidate for going in core. Seems like a nice little ad, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just a total HTML dork. Yeah, and then I'm just going to be going through other issues tonight and hopefully some this weekend too, try and make sure I get everything buttoned up. And that's about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my personal preference is the fewer kind of I guess it would be backdrop specific, but theme specific things that we come up with, the better. So I can just imagine people going, "Why is there a strong tag if it's just having all of its styles removed, right?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a weird one.
Okay. Let's see. Next issue is responsive navigation 1457. I saw that you and or Wes and Gregory had been doing a little bit of back and forth on menu ideas. I took a look at the one that I think Gregory brought up that was called Smart Menus, smartmenus.org. It does look like that library is actually it's MIT licensed, so we could actually use it if we so wanted. It just looks like it's commercial because they're selling premium support kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Huh. Well, okay. Oh, I see. Ah, well, I can
Yep.
simplify things.
Yep. Yeah, which it looks really nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice yeah, a nice library that does responsive navigation. I like that it's all just all together. You know, we had been thinking about way more elaborate, although I don't know. I guess I'm still thinking about elaborate ways of dealing with this. That I think you'd actually done some work on a pull request or some code as well, Wes. That it's like we would make it so that the menu blocks, when you place them, you could configure the style that you wanted. Which
Yep.
I still think that's a pretty good idea because if you if you didn't want to have a responsive menu, or if you wanted to do something completely different and you just wanted Backdrop to get the hell out of the way and just give you an unordered list,
Right.
then you could do that. You could just say no styling and it would just be an unordered list of menu items. And then you could add whatever custom JavaScript CSS you wanted. But I also like the idea that you would be able to choose a predefined style, say that you use something like the Smart Menus library, and it would be, just there out of the box, and you wouldn't need to do anything at all to start using it. And then if other contrib modules wanted to come up with other crazy styles, then they could do so.
Hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah, there is. I did some front end work actually around um, on that ticket, and I think that's worth keeping. It was mostly abstracting the responsive tabs work, so it could be used on any unordered list of links.
Uh,
Um, you'd need to add styles on top of it, but the behavior is just class toggling, so there's no reason you couldn't, um, yeah, do that generically. So um, that might be cool, even if we don't end up using it for responsive menus. And yeah,
yeah,
definitely choosing style on the menu block would be awesome.
cool.
I
Yeah, I
think
haven't
Jen,
actually tried
sorry.
out that smart menus to see when it actually collapses. Like, is it breakpoint driven or is it, you know, space constraint driven, or when should it actually collapse down into the smaller menu?
Hmm.
As a demo, it's really simple to make it look like it works all the time, but it might be very specific, like it doesn't work at all the way you want it to. So,
Yeah, I think it's at 768 it decides to be responsive.
well.
That might be a problem.
Did you say that might be a
Although,
problem?
yeah, I mean, what if all the menu items don't fit at 768? I mean, but
Uh,
if we could figure out if they do fit or not, and then trigger this behavior. I don't know. It depends what's implementation versus what's baked in.
yep, totally agree. And whether or not it's breakpoint driven or space driven or like measurements with JavaScript or what. Yeah. So anyway, something to think about. I haven't, and there's other things to evaluate too. Like, it says that it works on every browser. We should verify that. I bet that that's probably true. But like how uh, uh, does it work without JavaScript? Like we should check that from an accessibility standpoint. Oh yeah, and accessibility. Need to think about that as well.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I was looking. There's a library that somebody chose that wasn't accessible, and so I didn't use that. I just turned off JavaScript. It doesn't do any of the drop-down stuff with that, which might be fine.
On the smart menus?
Yeah, I'm just using their site as an example.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right that it might be fine because it's like the top level menu, you should be able to navigate within it. I mean, it's probably better that it doesn't show anything than it just barfs all over the place, right?
Right. Jen said she'd help me out with some of the config stuff last week, but I haven't talked to her about it at all or thought about this for a week. So
Okay.
that's where I got blocked a while back.
Okay, cool. Let's see, more items. Let's see, that was issue 1457, the responsive navigation issue. Issue 1042 is the front page layout issue. I haven't checked in on this. Do you know what? It doesn't look like there's been anything in here recently. I'm not sure if there's actually a lot of design related. I mean, there will be long term, but the first step is not very, doesn't require a lot of effort. It's mostly just make a front page layout that is a single column. But we'll need to start thinking about, I mean, Basis and other themes will need to start thinking about like the default front page content and styling that in an appropriate way. Like I know some of your designs have shown like 3 columns down at the bottom that might be a view. But that view might just have the 3 columns inside of it rather than it being 3 individual blocks, for example.
Someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Project design or project browser design review is issue 1826. And this issue is about taking a look at project browser that we've built into Backdrop 1.4 for finding and installing new projects directly from within a Backdrop website. We basically didn't do any official design when this was built out. We adapted a long ago developed project for Drupal, and then adapted it to Backdrop, and then it just kind of kept the same design that it's always had from the original code done a long time ago. So we'd like to get a set of designers' eyes going through the process of installing a new module or theme, and then make sure that that matches with the rest of our interfaces. Okay, that's issue 1826, design help wanted there. Layout UI design review. I think that this issue is 1935. And this one has a pull request ready, I think. It looks like everybody right now is all in agreement that we have an improvement here, that it's just an issue to change the way that the configure layout page looks, where you're dragging and dropping the blocks around. And it's mostly just a colors update to make it more clear where discrete pieces of content are and what's draggable and things like that. Looks like at this point that's ready for an initial merge. Okay, and then there's a bunch of other issues that may need designers' attention. You can find them under the backdropcms.org issue queue under audience-design. All right, that's it for Backdrop, the product. We have one more item on the agenda here that we would like long-term to create a set of human interface guidelines. At one point, we had someone working on this, but they've dropped out. But you can still find the work that they started on at backdrop-ops/backdrop-HIG for human interface guidelines. Okay, that's it for the design meeting. Do you guys have anything extra that you would like to talk about? Okay. Mike, do you have anything?
Sorry, no, my phone is dying. For some reason, I don't have power, so I'm trying to. I have issues to work on.
Okay. All right. Well, that does it for the fortnightly design meeting. We'll meet up again in 2 weeks to discuss more design-related items. We also, of course, have the developer meeting that's coming up in half an hour, and so I'll probably talk to you guys then. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for joining.